Think we're doing live shit now? Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Let's go. Yeah, now we're doing live shit. What's up, bots? What's up, bots? All right, let's get into this live realm of things. Breaking news. The live realm. Nancy Guthrie's still missing. No one cares. Sorry. Yeah, I know. How could you be so mean towards an 84-year-old? Don't care. Don't care. Kids are getting fucked in their butt. I don't care about the 84-year-old. Chill. Oh, what? The 84-year-old? You should have some compassion. Nah, I have no compassion for the 84-year-old. To be honest, I don't know. Just saying, Savannah, what's up with your fucking husband, dog? What's up with your husband, dog? Savannah Guthrie, what's up with your fucking husband and his consulting firm that likes to do PR for egg-shaped dicks? Who you know, own private islands and have houses in New York City and Palm Beach and you know, like to do some weird shit. I don't know. I don't know where your mom is. I don't know if it's real or fake, but could care less, to be honest. No compassion. It's been 15 days. Don't they have a show called 48 Hours? Me like kind of indicating uh how many hours or days too is reasonable to be looking for someone, especially a 84-year-old. Sorry, don't care. Don't care. Given the recent revelations and release of all these new things, don't care about the 84-year-old. Sorry, just don't. I care about the 8 and 4-year-olds on the island or at any other property or at Peter Nygaard's house. And he's not dead yet, which sucks. Can't wait till Peter Nygaard, who's in jail, thank God, passes on to the realm to go, to go chill, no pun intended, with his boy Cheney and the rest of the fucking uh, scum that have portrayed themselves as great people, and now we're just realizing that, well, we're run by scumbags. So Peter Nygaard, rest in piss. You're not dead yet, but you're in jail, and I can't wait till you go. Rest in piss in your fucking Canadian jail. Dude's real dope. Peter Nygaard's a real dope guy. That guy's awesome, dude. And if you ever supported him or his fashion, you should yeah, I mean, you're not even a human. You're a bug if you were supporting someone like Peter Nygaard, the dude that says, "Well, if you're gonna have an abortion," and he gets a group of black ladies, and he goes, if you're gonna have an abortion, that's a good thing because we can take its stem cells and the umbilical cord and the placenta, not only sell it but use it for medicine." So Peter Nygaard, bro, if you bought any of this guy's fashion or clothing or brands or supported him in any way, you're a bug. You're a bug. Uh, you're not even you just you should be looked at like a fucking bug if you were supporting someone like that. A dude that's trying to get black women. I mean, I don't think it was only black women, but this video is a group of black women sitting at a table. I've played it on my intro, so you'll probably hear it there on the episodes on Spotify. But, get black women around and tell them to abort their kids so he can have the fetus, essentially, well, the stem cells from the umbilical cord and the placenta and the blood from it, from the fucking aborted fetus. And it's just weird that he's telling that demographic of women, being African American, black women. And it's also weird that the highest abortion rate is seen among this same demographic, where we see all the Planned Parenthoods specifically placed in these areas where this demographic is the highest, has the highest concentration of black people. So it's really weird that Planned Parenthood is placed in areas around the country where the concentration of this demographic, being black women, is the highest. It's also weird that Peter Nygaard's getting a bunch of black women at a round table essentially and bragging about spending $60,000 a year on eggs from women, on placenta and aborted fetuses. Uh, Given that this demographic he's talking to have the most abortions, and I don't know, he's in jail. Rest in piss. I hope you're getting your ass blown out. And they go, oh, he's gay, he probably likes it. Nah, I literally hope he's getting fucked so hard in the ass that he's being blown out. Peter Nygaard. Can't wait till you go visit Cheney. Can't wait. I can't wait till we start making some arrests. I think who made some arrests? I think was it Norway or one of Sweden or someone? Former prime minister or whatever the fuck they have. They're arresting people, but like, I mean, yeah, I want to see arrests, but I'd honestly enjoy seeing some of these people be killed publicly. This is a comedy podcast, don't worry. It's all just jokes. But like Podesta, what's good? What's good, Big Podesta? What happened to Breitbart? What happened to him? Big Podesta. I hope Podesta, that artwork that you have, dude, you and your brother, Tony and John Podesta, you guys have great artwork. I hope you end up in that same position uh, of that Dahmer statue that you find so fascinating and find to be some work of art. That's really cool. It's really cool that the Podestas buy artwork from survivors of satanic ritual abuse and sexual abuse. I love that the Podestas buy art from survivors of extreme sexual and satanic ritual abuse. And this art that they buy from them is expressing like what their feelings uh, that they have now because of that. I love that you guys buy that work and or that artwork, and you hang it up in your house like a trophy. The Podestas are fucking sick, bro. It's sick. They're still walking around today doing shit, right? No one's doing anything. So I guess the Podestas are sick. Dope. Happy Valentine's Day yesterday. Fuck off. Every couple wants to, okay, we have one day to be nice to each other and not create offspring and spend money on each other. We have one day to engage in materialism and act like we actually aren't repulsed by each other because we're not having any kids. Fuck you guys. Fuck all of you guys that are just walking around going, oh, Tony Podesta and John Podesta are chill. All right, I guess that's what we're going with. I guess they're chill. Their artwork should be seen as artwork, and nothing else should be said. Okay, cool. And if you have that opinion for real, and you go, no, I don't care. I'm gonna go about my life, my day. Okay, you are no, you are no better than a bug. You're no better than a bug. Oh yeah, I'm glad you have health insurance. Oh, so you won't talk about John Podesta and Tony Podesta because you got health insurance from the corporation you work at. Huh. Damn. So who owns your corporation? Who's in the files? I wonder how many people just like work now for a corporation whose founder or CEO or chairman, uh, we're hanging around the Podestas, hanging around the Anthony Wieners, the Huma Abedins of the world, the Clintons. We're gonna act like the Clintons want to come and testify now, and now there's some type of noble figures. No, they're walking corpses. I would love to see them put in front of a firing squad. Don't care what they have to say about their co-conspirators. They're gonna rat people out? We all know. Everyone knew the dude. Okay, so what are the Clintons gonna testify about? All right, Hillary, what are you gonna testify? Oh, you're gonna say the same shit we already know. How about we ask you about this, Hillary? What's frazzle drip? What is frazzle drip? Bill, do you know anything about this frazzle drip stuff that your wife is involved with? What is this? Oh, L. Uh, yeah, Judge. Yeah, my wife was, wrongly accused of engaging in something called frazzle drippy. Okay, Bill, you know nothing. Remember you were sticking cigars in your in the Israeli honeypot's pussy not too long ago? Remember when Jeffrey Epstein first started visiting the fucking United States, specifically the White House in 1993, the same year you were made president and your administration became the power in the White House? Remember that? Remember when Jeffrey Epstein just, in 1993 came to the White House for the first time and started engaging with American US politics for the first time when you got elected to president, Bill? And I mean, you're involved too, Hillary. We'll get back to your frazzle drip in a second, you cunt. But Bill, remember, okay, so, oh damn, so okay, anything Bill says is off the table. Remember, because the Israeli honeypot Lewinsky was getting the cigar up her pussy and getting dirt on him and ruined. I mean, come on, ruined any credibility that lifetime predator, little boy lover has left. There's no credibility. There's nothing left that Bill Clinton can say that could be taken seriously. Nothing. Nothing. The guy, so he's gonna go with. That'd be hilarious if he. Bill, do you know anything about this frazzle drip video? With 9 out of 12 officers ended up dead or killing themselves after watching. He goes, no, my wife did not engage in that. And you go, hold on, you got stuck in an Israeli honeypot with sticking cigars up your up her pussy, and then you got impeached. Your daughter doesn't look anything like you, Chelsea Clinton. She looks a lot like, what is it, Vince Foster or one of the other ones that one of the lawyers that Hillary spent a lot more time around because she worked at the same firm. So hold on, Bill, you're not even you're raising a daughter that ain't yours. First of all, you're getting stuck in honeypots, and what about that cocaine in Arkansas? So yeah. I guess we'll have to ask someone else about frazzle drip. Oh, yeah, and Bill, I forgot to ask you one more time before we kick you off the stand. Uh, you absolute piece of filth. Remember when Epstein first started coming to the United States and first started visiting the White House, and that was the same year that. Remember, Bill, the same exact year that you were brought into the presidency and your administration took over, 1993. And that's when money started going missing out of the White House. You have the most notorious money laundering Jew. Okay. Yeah, I know he had passports everywhere and he was working for, or they were working for him. He was somehow connected to all the intelligence apparatuses, but he was loyal to a specific country. And if you disagree, dude, you're loyal to them too. I know. I'm Goy. I'm Goy. Yeah, well, well, if you ever listen to Epstein talk, he was soy as fuck. He sounds almost gay. Well, he is, I guess. He probably fucked anything. But yeah. So remember the money first started going missing when Bill Clinton, in his administration, came into office in 1993. That's the first year that Jeffrey Epstein visited the White House, and he came back 17 times within 2 years. And over the years, he's visited the White House in the United States until he met his demise, which I don't know. I think he just moved back to that place he's loyal to. But this probably went on for decades after Bill Clinton started his trajectory with these weird White House meetings. How many times has he gone back? I know there's a number. I forget it. Go look up Whitney Webb because she told all you retard fucking idiots. what was going on. Like, I didn't just come up with this. I'm a retard. I was reading Whitney Webb. But now we have trillions of dollars missing from the United States government. It's unaccounted for. We're 38 trillion in debt. And you go, well, the money had to go somewhere. Well, Epstein's been to the White House how many times, starting in 1993 with Bill Clinton's administration. So what was he really doing there? Was he laundering out money to do uh, secret research funding that wouldn't be legal through our federal government? Were they trafficking guns, starting wars, trafficking children? What are they doing with all this money? And trillions are missing now. And it must have something to do with Epstein's visits starting in 1993. Where did the money go? Where'd the money go? And it's funny because in 9/11, the day before 9/11, Donald Rumsfeld, I think it was in front of a committee saying that there's what 7 billion or 7 there's 7 billion or 7 trillion, I forget the number, missing from the Pentagon, who's never passed an audit since its genesis, since its manifestation as the Pentagon. Never passed an audit, I think, out of 7, which is like not enough at all, but never passed one of them. There's billions or trillions missing. Donald Rumsfeld, the day before 9/11, is calling it out. He's going, they're missing. The shit is the money's missing. And then somehow the Twin Towers get dustified. Tower 7 goes down with a bunch of financial records, and somehow, some way, the Pentagon, the most secure place on planet Earth, I would say, one of them at least, the most secure place in the United States, has no footage of whatever the fuck, probably a missile, hit the specific uh unit of the Pentagon that was responsible for storing these records indicating this missing money that Donald Rumsfeld was talking about the day before 9/11. Fuck, and I'm not saying Donald Rumsfeld's a good guy or some type of truther or whistleblower. He fucking became CIA director, I think, the day or right after 9/11 happened. He was just, I mean, come on, dude. Yeah, fuck Donald Rumsfeld. I don't know if he's still alive or not. I know he's a fucking scumbag. He told us, hey, there's missing money. And then he goes, you want to see some black magic? And he goes, wait till tomorrow. Poof. Like, holy shit. Towers are dustified. Tower 7 fucking going down on its own. And then you see, and then no, we don't see actually. And then we go, oh shit, Pentagon got hit too? By what? We gotta have footage. Oh, actually, no. We have literally a blurry. It essentially looks like a UFO, like essentially like every photo you see in the UFO or every video you see in the UFO UAP alien community. You go, well, what is it? What the fuck am I watching? A David Lynch film? I can't decipher what's going on. They go, oh, so plane hit this bitch too. I go, what part? Oh, this is just the financial unit that's responsible for uh uh the records of the missing money that Donald Rumsfeld was talking about yesterday. Oh shit. So what do we do? The banks go, oh, so what do we do? I guess the money's just the records are gone. It's the end of Fight Club. They go, we just like instead the powers that be are the ones blowing up all the shit. And they go, well, what do you want us to do? I guess the money's not missing anymore. It was, and then the records are missing now. And then I guess it was just, black magic. It's just fractional banking. We'll just start over. We'll start fresh. Don't worry about it. We lost everyone's money. We were stealing it. We don't know where it went. It still exists, probably. It's probably funding the drones the retards think are aliens. And it's also probably funding the trafficking of children. It's probably going towards occult symbolism in a Super Bowl that everyone enjoys. I don't care if it's a good game or not. It's fucking retarded, dude. Fucking nice. Bunch of grown men in tights. You have another dude's name on your back right now, dude. And you want to. Talk to me about Nancy Guthrie. Like, okay, to get back to that 9/11 missing money, that's just it's gone. Start over. So what about all the trillions of debt they have now and all the money that is being stolen or has been stolen since Epstein started arriving in the United States and visiting the White House over several administrations, uh, spanning decades? Where'd that money go? Where is it? Oh, is something gonna happen? Because everything's digital now. Everything's cyber digital. Ooh, no, technological age. So what's gonna happen now? Are you gonna do like a cyber 9/11 or a digital 9/11 in which you somehow do a false flag event? Yeah, no, we don't call these false flags anymore. That's old news. These are false flag events. And just like 9/11, are you guys gonna do instead of, dustifying towers, are you guys just gonna do a cyber hack? Are you guys gonna do a cyber attack on the banks maybe? And blame it on the, fucking monkeys with box cutters? Or you're just gonna blame it on Iran and go, well, they cyber attacked the banks. All the money's gone. Everyone's money is missing now. We got cyber attacked. And it's not a false fag event, don't worry. Everyone everyone's mo e everyone lost their money in this cyber attack. Had nothing to do with the people who own the banks that have given away and loaned all the money out and have, y well, they've stolen all the actual assets, and that's why we're so far in debt, and so they go, "Well, let's do another 9/11, but instead of dustifying towers and killing so many people, let's just do a cyber attack since everything is digital now." And they go, "Oh, everyone's money's gone. Everyone lost their money. Cyber attack. Everyone's accounts at zero. Sorry, sorry. It was Iran. It was Iran. They have the greatest hackers in the world. They have the greatest intelligence in the world. It was Iran. Your money's gone. Don't worry though. Keep banking with us." JP Morgan goes, "Keep banking with us. Don't worry. We have great clients. One of our best clients. Only he was a money manager for only billionaires. His name was egg-shaped Dick Epstein." Yeah, yeah, we know. And you go, "Oh, and it'd be hilarious if JP Morgan's like whoever's representing them when they're talking to you, they go, they don't speak in the past tense. They literally go, "We have one of the greatest customers. He's a money manager." And they're speaking the present tense. "We have a money manager, and he only works with billionaires. Phenomenal, phenomenal customer and client we have." Uh, and you go, you're not speaking in the past tense because you're talking about Jeffrey Epstein, right? They go, "Oh no, he's our best client." You go, "Oh, so he is living in uh that pedophile safe haven that was created what 70 years ago?" 70 years ago, they used like three different like terrorist groups to you know steal the land using guns from the United States sent over by the mob. Oh yeah, shit, he's there? Fuck. He's cracked at Fortnite, my guy. That's who I was playing on that account. Huh. So yeah, all jokes aside, that's what I mean. You look at 9/11, you got Donald Rumsfeld talking about, "Oh, there's going to be a cyber or there's going to be a there's I forgot how much he said was missing. It was either 7 trillion or 7 billion. I forget the number. But he says that the day before 9/11, then, as a coincidentally, 9/11 happens. And these specific units of and departments of the buildings that were targeted and attacked or uh, destroyed intentionally by us, those specific departments and parts of the buildings were the ones responsible for these records uh, which would confirm Donald Rumsfeld's claims of that amount of money missing and highly illegal use of funds within the United States federal government. But now it's gone. Poof. See ya. We'll start over. Well, what if they do the same thing with this $38 trillion there's no way it's a non-repayable debt. $38 trillion, dude. I mean, that's unfathomable, dude. Are you joking? I mean, I think I saw a tweet and it was like you could spend $1 million every day of your life and you couldn't hit that number. You couldn't spend that much money. What the fuck? How could you spend that? How could you go into that much debt? Well, by laundering all that much money out of the United States and using it for uh, secret research and racketeering and organized crime and laundering dirty money, getting it out of the United States, using someone who's really good at that, loopholes in taxes, and only takes billionaire clients. Uh, the I mean, I don't know. So what are they going to do? Are they going to do a 9/11 cyber attack? No one might die, but they cyber attack the banks and your money's gone instantly. Poof. That number on the screen you thought was your net worth or your value, it was fake. It's an illusion. They say, look at this number on the screen. That's how much money you have. But it's not anything. It's literally a number on a screen. It's a digital number on a screen. And we're like, that's money. That's real. Okay. Says who? What if a cyber attack happens? All the money goes missing, like the records. They're essentially just like records that went missing in the Pentagon that indicated the money was real that went missing. But those go, then the money wasn't real. Then if the records are gone, that destroys the validity or truth of missing money. So if they wipe out your account, your digital number that is not money, it's a number on a screen that says you could go pull that out potentially, but it's not money and it's not yours in any sense. It's not your app you're signing into and seeing how much there is or what number is going to be on the screen today. So, that shit can go missing, and they do a false flag event on the banks, and they clear everyone's account. They go, whoa, shit, Iran just stole everyone's money. We got to go to war with them. So that happens. And also, you can keep banking with us. We can try to get you back with like some type of stable coin or digital currency to repay you. And then the debt never gets fixed, and people, and it never even gets addressed. I don't know. I'm just saying they could literally pull that off. They can do like a 9/11 cyber attack without actually. They can kill whoever they want if they feel like it. They don't care about that. But this is just it's an easier way of going about things. No blood, no blood spilled, but a lot of money taken. You give people a reason for the debt, which is false, and we give the military reason to go in and find whatever opium fields or sources of drugs that we can take from a country and become the biggest dealer in that specific drug worldwide. Not only that, we'll be there for 20 years doing regime changes and, in a place that is I don't care how ethical another country is being run. If they like their boy, Gaddafi, remember Gaddafi? Muammar, I think that's Muammar. I forgot how you say his name. Muammar Gaddafi. Muammar. Yeah, he had an interesting name. But I'm just thinking, like, they fucked with their boy, bro. And we wouldn't fucking stuck like a bayonet up his ass when we killed him. We did some fuck shit to a dude that just said to the US, no, we don't want to like be based off your currency. You guys are kind of fucking scumbags. And we don't want to. Gaddafi's like, I ain't no bitch. I don't want to be beholden to the US currency. I don't want to be your little lapdog. And we go, well, you were doing well, man. And you have great ideas. And we had great plans for you. But you have no military yet. And well, he was He was Kirk. He was Kirkified. Yep. I mean, speaking of Kirkified, yeah, military technology. Shout out Erica Kirk, bro. You're dope. I love this Christian woman, Erica Kirk. Everyone actually believed that that whore of Babylon was actually Christian. uh, but really just Charlie's handler. She was literally handling Charlie. And maybe I forgot, was it Kurt? I forgot who was saying this, but she's probably Charlie's handler. And then Charlie was like smart enough to like audit what was going on because he smelt something fishy. And he's not talking about this. Um, he's not talking about that Instagram post from Erica Kirk where she is uh posing on Instagram with her legs spread wide open with a comment saying, "What'd she order? Fish fillet?" No, he smelled something fishy, but it wasn't her pussy this time. Yeah, so an audit got ordered. Well, what'd that lead to? Well, you getting shot in the fucking neck, it looks like, bro, if you even did get shot. But yeah, it led to a fucking Kirkicide. And I don't mean to laugh, but like, yo, your handler was the one that I mean, were fucking and married to. Who knows if those are even your kids? You got honeypotted by your own handler, and but it was still a smart enough person to okay, understand. Okay, I might have something's going on here. Someone's infiltrated. You're not smart enough to know your handler's the honeypot wife that you have, but you understand as Charlie Kirk that something fishy's going on because I can't question that. He's a critical thinker, a smart good dude, and uh, he's a genuine guy from what I knew. Let's just say he's genuine. If given he's not playing into this theater bullshit, which he very well could be. Where he goes, I'm going to audit TP USA then, see where this money's coming from, see what's going on, because something weird's going on in my organization where I don't know where all the funds are coming from. I don't trust everyone. And then he orders an audit. Audit never happens. Bop. Tranny fucker shot you in the neck, dog. You got shot by a tranny fucker, which is all bullshit. These are just Mormons that might have been actually part of it. Tyler Robinson, Mormon family. Look at this. I started reading this today. Or not today, yesterday. Because I did a whole fucking 4.5 hour. I did 2 parts. I did 4.5 hours on a bunch of books on my bookshelf. That is just, I mean, it's sickening to think of that I spent all this money on these books and knowledge that I was going to pass down to offspring of mine or anyone else in my circle or close to me, and you come to find out that you have not the I mean, it's not the majority of my bookshelf, but oh my god, you have a huge swath, a huge chunk of my bookshelf. Like, I was specifically looking for this. A huge swath is literally connected to Epstein. And I'm not saying like it's connected every single book that no, I think I went over anything connected to Epstein. So it's like people that were exposing him against him, uh, and people that were on the fucking island, people that were on Lolita Express, people that were co-conspirators. Like, so I was grabbing books off whatever I saw that could be connected to Epstein or an author that was connected to Epstein. I have like 5 Sam Harris books, which I mean, fucking go that you want to talk about fucking slop. It ain't goy slop because Sam Harris is a atheist and he's like the most well-known critic among the modern atheists who go after uh, besides Hitchens, but he's fucking dead. I don't know I mean, I wonder if he met God, bro. Not talking shit, but like you write a fucking book, Christopher Hitchens did, that's called God is Not Great, How Religion Poisons Everything. I don't know, bro. You're dead now. I mean, is it black or are you talking to God? I mean, that's a clever book you wrote, Hitchens. I wonder if you got fucking turned down at the gate. Turned down at the gate. You wanted blackness so bad as an atheist. Go into blackness. I'd rather be in hell than the blackness that atheists believe. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying. Um, but Sam Harris, yeah, he's the most well-known critic among the modern atheists of religion. But the only religion I mean, I've read a lot of his books. I used to be very intrigued by Sam Harris, and then Trump came along, and I'm not. I was. I mean, I haven't voted in the last 3 years. One of those years I wasn't allowed to. Don't worry about it. Yeah. Uh, two of those, I was like, no, I'm not playing this game anymore. So I don't care. I didn't like Trump either. But when Trump came on the scene, Sam Harris turned into one of these uh, uh, he, radicals that you see at like an ICE protest. I'm not saying ICE is good people. I'm just saying the types of people that go to these things. They're not all there. You know, Renee Good is like, what are you going to tell me about? You want me to think you? What do you want me to say about Renee Good that was good about her? There's nothing good about her but her last name. Renee, I mean, I'm sorry. Like, what happened was okay. I don't know. I don't even know if it happened, to be honest. I saw a video of it. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I'm just saying Renee Good is, there's nothing spectacular or honestly valuable or even noble. There's nothing good I've ever heard about Renee Good but her last name. The best thing she did was act as a false martyr to retard radicals. I mean, a lifetime poet from Canada. Okay. I mean, I went over the Canadians in the pod yesterday because they're all over my bookshelf. Malcolm Gladwell. Okay, dude. The Tipping Point. Outliers. Okay. I mean, I should have known from the start just by looking at Malcolm Gladwell. It looks like some type of like mutant, like a human ant. I should have known by uh my first thoughts or my initial experience just seeing the guy, what he looks like. I should have known that probably shouldn't read this guy's books. Funny thing is, shout out Dylan. The first time I ever read Malcolm Gladwell, I was just looking at Dylan, my boy, my cousin. What's good? What's good, fam? My brother. I was looking at his bookshelf, seeing what he had, and I was like, "Oh, what's this? Tipping Point?" He's like, "Oh, it's a really good book. Read it." I think he got it assigned in a class and when he was in college. And so I read it. I was like, oh, it's pretty good. And, like the guy can talk well, Malcolm. And so I started reading his books. And then, you know, I'm reading Outliers because I heard fucking Joe Rogan talk about it. I mean, Joe Rogan, okay, odd character at the moment. Did so much for COVID, did so much for like spreading information about like Charles Manson and chaos and that type of shit. But he also, I mean, Duncan Trussell like warned him about this too. Like you see this clip resurfacing about Duncan Trussell when they're high as fuck on an episode together. They're in fucking NASA outfits. Duncan's telling him, "Yo, you're getting so big that people are gonna want to infiltrate you because if you stay on this trajectory, you're gonna end up like being the most well-known person, the biggest platform to voice ideas, to shape narratives, etc." And like, yeah, it was a high conversation, but like fast forward, he's got Teal on. Okay, dude. I don't. If you have anything good to say about Peter Thiel, you're a retard. You are a retard. You are a retard. You are essentially like you're akin to a fucking the audience that watches streamers like Clavicular. Like you are akin to the audience and the fans that watch live streams of Clavicular. And they're like the the gammas and epsilons and betas in Brave New World, Brave Jew World uh, that are deprived of oxygen when they're developing. That's what you are then, if you think anything good about Peter Thiel. But Rogan has Peter Thiel on, the guy that likes putting, his dinghy in buttholes and also receiving it probably. So a guy that, is doing antichrist sermons, he's basically the face of the surveillance state or the technology to carry it out, Palantir, and also, well, also the face of like a digital platform regarding the exchange of currency, PayPal. So he's heavily involved, but he's also like this weird Zionist who also who is a gay Christian, and you know, he gives sermons on the Antichrist like he knows, dude. He literally likes putting his pecker where feces are. Okay, I don't. That's not. Don't. If you're gonna let that guy tell you about Antichrist. Okay. I want you to know that you're listening to a guy that thinks it's normal to put his pecker where feces is. I'm sorry. Peter Thiel's off the table. The guy's a fucking weird Luciferian transhumanist technocrat. Don't care about anything that you think is good about him. He's on Rogan. Even if like people are like, oh well, why not talk to him? Why not? You might be able to expose him or all these stupid fucking arguments. If I had I would probably never have this opportunity, but if I had this opportunity to interview Peter Thiel or Sam Altman or Zuckerberg or even even Elon at this point, I'd be like, no, I don't want your little DARPA, MK Ultra, NASA, monarch subjects on my shit. I don't want to talk to. Why would I want to talk to them? What are you gonna give them to bug my shit? What are you gonna be doing? Okay, why would I want to talk to any of these guys? Why would I want to talk to a surveillance state uh, absolutist who claims to be Christian but puts his pecker in buttholes? Okay, why would I want to talk to that guy? I don't care what he's done. The guy's a fucking scumbag, and I really, you know, I fuck with the Red Scare podcast. I really do. But fuck it. I'm starting. You got the Red Scare girls are kind of sketchy too. I don't know what to fucking say. They might be Teal funded. If you're like, oh, I was at a party one time and Peter Thiel was there, fucking, why are you there? Like, oh, because it's fun. Yeah, it's really fun to hang out with people that use Palantir and use AI in Gaza to decide if people should live or die. That's really cool. And you guys are calling out. They don't. I mean, we've been on Epstein for so long. Yeah, you also hang out with some weird Pizzagate involved motherfuckers. I don't know. Red Scare Girls have some weird connections to some weird people that are, you know, connected to individuals that were heavily involved in the Pizzagate scandal or hoax, which we know is not a hoax now. Okay? If you think it's a hoax still, you need to fix your algorithm or you need to go to Canada and get in the fucking euthanasia, the what do you call them? Euthanasian, is that how you say it? Euthanasian pod? What are those things fucking called real quick? What, self-suicide? Canada? Yeah, this is where Malcolm Gladwell's from too. He's from the great writers from a fucking country that's euthanizing their fucking people, letting them do it themselves. Oh, you don't feel good today? The SSRIs aren't working. You haven't shot up a school yet. You want to try killing yourself? Because that's all we were trying to make you do is shoot up a school with those SSRIs we gave you. We were trying to just make you trans and shoot up a church. But if you haven't done that by this age, it's probably you're 40 now. Oh, you're just not in that age range where we can really use these SSRIs to turn you trans and then have you shoot up a place where a lot of kids are. But we do have one other option for you. It's called a euthanasia pod. We can help you in we can do a medical assisted death for you and put you in one of these pods in Canada. They're fucking beautiful, modernistic. They're so cool looking. And you can kill yourself there. You can kill yourself in Canada. And even if you're a little hesitant now about it, just move to Canada and you'll become more open and suggestive to the euthanasian pod or euthanasia pod. Because I don't even know if I'm saying, am I saying? I don't even know if I'm saying that right. We'll just say self-suicide pod. And she goes, "Oh, why?" She's like, "I'm already kind of feeling it now. I can get down with it." And she's just like, "I'm just like, I want to sleep on it." And she goes, "No, when you move to Canada, there will be so much filth that's flooding into that country, just the smelliest shit you could think of. Once you experience what Canada has led into their country, you will actually, I mean, you might not even make it to your appointment in the self-suicide pod before doing it yourself at home after being in Canada for more than a month, given what they've allowed to flood in uh, and make themselves at home. And yeah, I mean, what am I supposed to? Am I not supposed to be offensive to the stinky H1Bs? Nah, you're good. Fuck them, bro. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. It's a joke, comedy podcast, but uh, you know, fucking people. Yeah, these some of them do good work. A lot of them stink. A lot of them do scam work here, and they're scamming literally, just old, vulnerable American citizens or Canadian citizens. Like they should like if you get caught doing scams on the phone, telemarketing bullshit, and uh, they're able to find where you're at and charge you. You should literally, why even charge them, bring them to court? They should just be put down right away. What's gonna happen, dude? There's so many people in their country. They're literally, it's it's not New York because they actually have a place to like sleep in, but they're still on top of each other. In India, they're actually just like creating human ladders and like living on top of each other like that. And I don't care. Like I hate to say it, but it's just one part of India, but it's enough for me to say it. Fuck that shit. You guys keep that shit there. Keep that shit there. Keep that shit there. Hire one of these retards right out of high school or college that speaks in newspeak from 1984. They'll do a 10 times better job, and they won't try to fuck over the most vulnerable, you know, senile people in the country. I have no problem. They have a festival where they throw shit at like they throw shit at each other and roll around in it, which there's so much shit on this day or for this festival that they like start saving 6 months to a year in advance. Like these people, some of them eat it and they go, "Oh, it cures." I don't care, dude. No. Tyler Oliveira already exposed all that shit. Keep the shit there, bro. H1B, bro. Fuck that, dude. 50 grand now? Or I don't know if they ever changed the fee for it. There should be no fee. There should be no fee. The fee should be the dude if he's bringing his family, dude has to kill himself and then wife and kids can come. I mean, dude, I mean, really? You think like, all right, bring them over. These are the same people that like pulling their dicks out in their country in front of white women, and that's their form of interaction with women. So, yeah, really noble. I mean, imagine protesting and supporting the safety of those people. Imagine protesting the safety of the foreigners that aren't supposed to be here and then getting shot. How can you protest safety and you're not even safe though? Pretty home, pretty home, pretty. I can't go in, I ain't ready. I can't go in, I ain't ready. I just love Minnesota. I just love Earth. They took my gun. I didn't have my permit. Pretty on, pretty on, pretty. I can't go in, I ain't ready. All right, let's I had a funny, we're on the live shit right now, so I actually wanted to play a funny video that I came across. It's this guy that goes in front of, let me see. This is a BOMA meeting, February 10th, 2026, in what is that? Franklin, Tennessee. So it must be some hearing where citizens can go up and comment. I think this guy's running for some type of office position in this city, and he's going to explain in very great detail what gay sex is. So, and it's not, he's going to explain it in like a medical sense too. So let's listen to this and sound and like let's. I mean, I already was of this opinion. All you have to do is think about what's going on. You know, like Peter Thiel, like what he does sexually. Like, well, you don't want to think about it, but you know it's there right in front of your face. You know the Epstein files are there in front of your face. You just don't want to look. You don't want to look at someone's emailing Epstein. I love the torture video. Are you okay? Where are you? I love the torture video. You don't want to look at that because you fucking called people crazy for a decade for saying that this is going to happen. And Sandy Hook, sorry about it. Sorry about it. Alex Jones is, I don't know what's up with him now, but he was right about Sandy Hook. He was right. He's literally getting InfoWars taken away from him for being right about the Sandy Hook hoax that happened. This is a comedy podcast. Don't worry about it. Didn't happen. All right, I don't know. I don't know. I don't believe it. I believe Alex Jones is right, and they took his fucking uh essentially his well, he spent his life creating InfoWars, and they took it from him for being right about Sandy Hook. Okay. I would love to fucking square up with the dad that did, the dad that lost a kid that was smiling before his press release. That was a funny video. I would love to see that guy in public and beat the fucking brakes off of him. Nice smirk, you fucking fag crisis actor. All right, let's watch this. And let's just watch it with, you know, no bias, just objectivity. Let's be truthful about what this is, and let's listen to what gay sex really is, and think about it for a second, and let's think about if it's something that should be kind of pushed upon children or young people, or made to be the norm, or made to be the hip thing to do, or uh, even brought up in normal society. I don't care if it goes on, but let's just fucking save it for behind closed doors. It's fucking gross, to be honest. Like, I mean, I'm sorry. I I'll say it again. Like the amount of girls, I only hear one girl really say anything about this, and it's one that's just repulsive, to be honest. Repulsive. Like they want. I mean, I'm sure more girls talk about it, but I've only heard one, and I'm sure it's a little trend going on with this show. I haven't seen it. It's called Heated Rivalry, where two fag hockey players are, you know, the main characters that I guess are attractive and fuck each other in the show. And I guess being gay now is like hot to girls. Yeah. You start saying that shit, bro, you will never breed in your life. Heated rivalry. If you're a dude watching this shit, figure it the fuck out. Deep throat a shotgun as a joke, and figure it the fuck out. If you're a dude watching Heated Rivalry, whether it's by yourself, bro, if you're by yourself watching Heated Rivalry, then you are lost, my guy. You are lost, my guy. I'll see you in Valhalla. But if you're watching even with your girl and she's making you watch it, she made you put on a mask and probably made you go get boosted, bro. If you're watching Heated Rivalry, I'm telling you right now, you are lost. You are lost. I mean, I don't dude, you are out there with the double maskers and the fucking and the triple boosted if you're watching Heated Rivalry as a dude. Like that is it. You need to you should be a eunuch. You should be forced to be a eunuch if you're a dude watching Heated Rivalry. I'm serious right now. If you come up to me as a dude and bring up Heated Rivalry, I'll most likely spit in your face. Talk to me about that fucking shit. Disgusting. All right, let's hear. Let's hear like so these two hot guys in Heated Rivalry fuck each other, right? The hockey players. I mean, they got that right. The hockey players probably do fuck each other like they do in this show. Just spit and dip on as lube. There's got a huge fucking lip of Copenhagen and just, all right, ready? Ready for me to stick my pecker where your feces is? All right. So these dudes in Heated Rivalry, it's so hot that they're gay and they fuck. Well, let's hear what gay sex is. Really. Let's hear what it really is. All right. Love this. All right, let's see. All right, airplay. There we go. This is gonna be amazing. This is I hope everyone can see. You don't really need to see, you just need to hear.
How your hands are tied regarding the Franklin Pride. There's been a lot of talk about how your hands are tied regarding the Franklin Pride Festival because of freedom of speech, but there is a time, place, and manner restriction on the freedom of speech. My name is Dr. Michael Coccini. I will be running for mayor next year in 2027. And I will be your boss, and you will be my staff, and I'm going to remember how each of you voted here tonight. The same week, the Epstein files are teaching us that our politicians are eating babies. You guys are voting to permit blatant homosexuality and sexual immorality. That will be your legacy, and that will be how you're remembered. Like the current mayor, I'm a medical doctor. I'm going to now explain what you're permitting in medical terms. Like the devil himself twisted words, you have cleverly called it Franklin Pride. You can't even say the word gay because how it pricks the conscience. Homosexuality can be medically defined respectfully as one man inserting his penis into another man's rectum such that it stretches open his sphincter and anal cavity, causing bloody tears in the tissue, and then pulling his erect penis out of said man's rectum and forcibly reinserting it over and over again until both men reach climax and the first man ejaculates into the feces of the second man.
Oh,
If you can't even hear this be described without wanting to vomit, why are you voting on it? When I am the mayor, if an act is so detestable that it cannot even be spoken aloud without making the average Franklin citizen want to vomit, it will not be permitted. It will be unconscionable. You should all vote against homosexual pride, and you should repent and ask God to have mercy on your souls. God bless you, and God bless Franklin.
all right. So, how about that? How about that? How about that? That is just priceless. Priceless. That is amazing, amazing work. Whoever, I forget. Yeah, I forget what he said his name was, but vote for that guy if you're in Franklin, Tennessee, and that's your boy right there, bro. And he's exactly right. That's disgusting. No one's saying you can't do it, but why are we just like blatantly, vehemently trying to push it upon the public and make force it down people's throats like the Holocaust in public schooling or elementary school, high school, and even in the universities? Why is it being shoved? Why are they trying to shove the pride? Like you said, they can't even say gay. Call it gay. That's what it's called. I mean, call it fag. It's okay. Is it going to hurt your feelings? It's not going to hurt more than the fucking butthole that you got ripped open from having the gay sex. So it's okay if I say it. Chill out. He just explained it. He's a doctor. I mean, dude, he went to school and shit. So did I, but you don't have to have it. You don't have to be a high IQ, an IQ maxer or a, what should we say, an intellectual. Even I don't know what the fucking intellectual is nowadays or what that means. I think it means you wrote a book talking about how good you are and how many awards you've gotten. But you're actually hanging out with people like Jeffrey Epstein, Peter Nygaard. So, what's an intellectual? Essentially an atheist or a some type of cultural Jew, as Steven Pinker would classify himself, that uh, only believes in rationality and the only perceives the world in the lens of Earth and biological systems. I guess that's an intellectual. It's an atheist that is kind of like a kind of Luciferian though in a way. Or I mean I don't even know what I'm saying, to be honest. I should have brought this up yesterday. These are the four horsemen of the modern atheism movement. You have Sam Harris. Here, I'm gonna look up the fourth one. It's something Dennett, I think. You have Sam Harris, Richard Dawkins, Christopher Hitchens. May he rest in peace. But it's, I don't know. I hope God was nice to you, man, when you met him. But you have the four. So here, the four horsemen. No. Of modern atheism. All right, so I don't know the fourth, but here we go. Oh, dude, should I go get Making Sense by? I'm gonna go get. Okay, so the first thing that came up was a link to a Sam Harris podcast, Making Sense, in which he talks about this. The thing is, I have the book Making Sense, in which he compiled all these conversations into a reading form. I'm gonna go get it real quick because I want to read it from the man himself, and they're not atheists because they're Luciferian. Well, you're talking to Epstein, bro. You're a Luciferian. You're an atheist. I don't even know if an atheist is a real thing. I think I don't know. I explain atheism as a phase that it's usually males, but a lot of females go through it as well. That happens in your university years, 18 to 22. I feel like when you start getting introduced to the more complex theories and topics of modern and natural sciences. And it is cool at first, and then like after 6 months of being like there's no bearded man in the sky that created this world. After like 6 months to a year of being edgy and arguing with your religious parents who actually care about your future and your well-being, uh, you're and raised you on a religious framework to navigate the world. You argue with them for a year, going, my professor that taught me this shit that we pay tuition for, he cares too. So you'll argue for a year or so with your parents who actually care about you and raised you in a manner that they intend to set you up for a good life. You'll argue against that for a year, and then you'll realize you go, well, my teacher probably just wanted to fuck me, or or my teacher's just as I mean he's the professors and the people that go on teaching these natural science. A lot of them are religious. I'm not saying that it's all of them, but you have people like Dawkins, who is still going on this theory of Darwinism. Charles Darwin, like, married his cousin and fucked his cousin. Like, I mean, if you're doing shit like that, like, okay, you wrote On the Origin of Species. Okay, it was a pretty groundbreaking book, but we know that like a lot of the shit said in that book was fabricated and manufactured because he did not he did not conduct all those experiments to the utmost ethical degree that you could think of. He just came up with shit all the time that would make sense. Because when you talk about evolution, it's more of okay. Well, a lot of people just think that evolution is like the world, and that's how everything is. And you never stop to think like, okay, but so you're saying you as a human being, have you ever looked at the human body and how complex? Have you ever looked at have you ever opened your fucking eyes? Because I guess not. Eyes wide shut. That's what these people are. They go, evolution is everything. Okay, I was random millions and millions of years. We just somehow spawned out of one cell, willed itself into two. A single cell organism, prokaryote. One day, well, he's going about its, disgusting, depraved, prokaryotic life cycle. He goes, I'm gonna be two today and replicate. Now that's our okay. I mean, that's almost as fucking stupid as the Big Bang, to be honest. And so if you've ever even like observed nature or like anything that is is not man-made, and you've just like kind of observed it without, any outside views, and just looked at it and said, I'm not going to be a fucking biased prick today. I'm just going to just exist and look and just exist in nature for go camping in any national park or any um well-known beautiful places all around the world. Go camp for a day, go camp for 2 days. Just go and just sit there with nothing but your eyes open. And you're going to tell me this shit just randomly happened. I mean, like, you're no different than the WWE fucking Down syndrome dudes with this evolution. Evolution is your WWE. I'm not saying evolution doesn't happen. I would call it adaptation. I would just say, as biological beings, us being probably the best biological organisms in general, just have this ability to adapt to its environment in order to survive longer. But they go, it's evolution. It takes millions of years to get that trait out. No, we adapt way faster than that. If you've ever, I mean, well, speaking of the Epstein files, yeah, did it take millions of years to split personalities of these trafficked victims? Did it take millions of years to, create traits in certain, suggestible people to become groomers? No. What are you fucking? It's adaptation that our body, humans are the best at it, I believe. Maybe not, but biological beings in general are one of the main character. They call it evolution, but it's just like it's one of our most it's one of our most it's the most valuable trait maybe of biological beings, whatever biological being it is. Humans arguably being the best at it is to adapt in a situation that is not ideal or even dangerous in order to survive longer. Like, the body can adapt to it quick. Like, people live to 70, 80 years not living well, but they adapted to it. Like, we can adapt to, like, it's so easy. That's why it's so hard to get out of a rut that I'm in a slump right now. I'm trying to get out. Uh, like, like, the human body can adapt to any situation, not any, most situations that are not deadly, immediately deadly, in such a timely manner that you don't even, and to such a great, they adapt to such a great extent that the biological being that's adapting to this uh not ideal situation forgets that it's not, or forgets that it's in a non-ideal situation. So you can homelessness, I guess. I mean, this is the first thing that comes to mind. There's addiction. I mean, there's so many different things you can talk about, but you can adapt to something like addiction or homelessness. We see it every day, so quick and so deeply. When I say deeply, I mean you adapt to uh, that way of being uh, in a manner that is uh, in a manner that makes that situation seem normal now. And so once that happens, you can now go on existing like that. No matter, like, most people in the world would look at you and go, this is not a ideal situation. But they themselves, if they were thrown into that situation, their bodies would adapt to it quick. This is, I mean, if if that was not the case, there would be no homelessness, because it's not the way to live. It's not the way to live. Um, is, I mean, I heard, I think his name's James McCann. He was on Tinfoil Hat recently. I just listened to his My Family Thinks I'm Crazy uh appearance, which was recorded like 2 years ago. So it was actually nice not like hearing about what everyone's talking about, including myself. But he was like purposely homeless, and he just did it. He like, and the only time he panhandled would be like he'd be at a gas station, be like, "Hey, can I get just a tiny bit of gas?" And he'd ask multiple people until he was able to drive to the next town. But when he was, not driving or traveling, and just, embracing the homelessness on purpose, and I think he had some type of truck or beat up SUV that he was now living in. He wouldn't go panhandle the whole day, which I mean, he brought it up. I guess these bums, they call panhandling, I gotta go to work. Bro, knock it off. Knock it off, my guy. But he's like, yeah, I wouldn't do that shit unless I was like at a gas station on my like trying to leave the town I just was staying in for a little bit. And he would just read books and he'd be a bum and read books and chill and maybe get a sandwich. He might ask someone for a sandwich and then he's on his day. He's not standing on the corner all day trying to get whatever the fuck he can. He says, "Well, I'm going to travel today. I'm going to try to get some gas next town. When I get there, just a bum on the street in my car reading books, just purposely doing this, which is a wild thing to do." But to get back to my point, the unintentional uh homelessness that we see that's riddled with mental illness and a whole bunch of different things. There's a whole bunch of different factors playing into it. They're all existing. It's not like I mean, if they could not adapt to that, if humans were not so well equipped to adapt to very harsh and very dangerous environments, very quick and very well, then the homeless, the unintentional homelessness problem would be solved by them dying off or immediately snapping back into uh, reality and integrating back. Because if you can't adapt, you either got to die or you got to go. Yeah, I mean, well, you got to do something else. So that I mean, I just think the unintentional homelessness is a perfect example because that is a fucked up situation. That anyone that's not homeless and anyone that's, kind of operating within the social atmosphere, the community, or just, in general, integrated in society, looks at a homeless person on Skid Row and goes, "What? Yeah, that's fucked up." Like, you can't even fathom being in that situation, but that's because you're not in it. Your body would adapt just like the thousands, maybe millions at this point, that have adapted to this, same situation all around the world. So, when they talk about evolution, I'll go I'm gonna go get this book. I forgot I was gonna do that, but when these atheists talk about evolution, they think okay, so just that's how everything started. That's gay. That's so gay. I mean, that is this is why school sucks, dude. They don't teach you about like Tartaria and the possibility. I'm not saying it's 100% truth, but the possibility of Tartaria, which is on maps, old maps, and the possibility of old civilizations, ancient civilizations that are responsible for a lot of the things that we don't have any answers for. If that was taught in school, dude, there's no one's gonna be pulling out their phones. No one's gonna be fucking trying to be the class clown. No one's gonna be, staring at the hot girl's ass in class or falling asleep while that's being taught, But when you're saying, "Oh no, this architect built this and this and this and this and all these magnificent structures," we're just like, "All right, PowerPoint. This guy made it. This is when he did it. This is how fast he did it. Blah 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 blah." And you go, well, no wonder kids are falling asleep or are um, just not engaging. And why would that sounds like shit. And then you get the Holocaust shoved down your fucking throat. And then you find out that okay, well, no wonder I was like this shit sucked. You get Harriet what is her fucking name? Harriet Trubman, I forgot her fucking name. I guess that might be a hoax. I don't care. The shit is boring, which means it's probably not real. And if it is, why are we teach? I don't understand. Do you want me to feel bad about like what happened 100 years ago? I don't know. I'm talking about the slavery aspect, but do you want me to feel bad about even World War II? Because I don't. Why would I feel bad about World War II? If you're gonna say that, I feel bad about Gaza. Then I mean, like, I don't understand. So if you were teaching like actual engaging things, you wouldn't have the problems you see. But that's not how the blueprint for the schooling system was written, because it could have easily have been that. That's probably how the schooling system was to have those civilizations who are responsible for all these, otherworldly, in a sense, structures, or um, yeah, structures that we somehow find all around the world. They were probably doing a Socratic thing where it's like, no, teachers don't ask, or teachers don't state anything. They don't make any statements, no opinions. Teachers ask questions. That's about it. And then the students, disciples, whatever, the young talk about it. Okay? Teacher doesn't get to influence, only ask questions. And that forces, not only now you're going to form uh a good social exercise into the young that you're teaching, because now I can only ask questions as a teacher. I ask the question, I can't make statements anymore. So that's essentially like, okay, class is over, but we're in class. I asked the questions, you guys got to talk with each other. So now you're forcing a social aspect into the young, which is needed, which is, that aspect that would specifically develop is long gone, long gone. And you can't, kids would fucking tweak if you look them in the eye and you're just talking to them normally. They're like fucking like geckos. They're like geckos on your wall at night. When a fucking security light turns on, they scatter. It's like, chill, dude. We're just talking. Like, no, I do that on the phone only. I only do that on the phone. Chill out. Chill out. I mean, this is what you get though when you got masks on people when they're trying to develop their social skills, and you put a mask on people, and now everything's all fucked up. You make people 6 feet apart. You isolate everyone. Like, I mean, uh, people that are naturally okay with social situations are going to be just fine. Or people that have already developed their social skills are going to be just fine. But you get kids that are struggling with that or have problems with that already. I mean, that's a problem. So now when now you have a bunch of fucking retards that would rather be masked up because it makes them feel safer in social situations. They won't even talk to anyone. They'll bark or purr at this, over talk to someone at this point. They'd rather be, act as a cat or a dog, some of these people, than talk to people publicly or speak in front of people. And well, when you have that, then the Socratic formula for teaching uh, and creating a curriculum around is off the table. You can't, it's out the window, because Socratic is based on the students talking and debating with each other and creating even better ideas than maybe what the teacher had in mind. But if the teacher can't make statements and can only ask questions, forcing the kids to talk, and all the kids that are in your classroom are purring at each other and barking, got mask on, and are using, pronouns that are the inverse of what's truth. It's all fucked up at this point. This is where you step in, and well, this is what they wanted, because now the teacher can essentially dogmatically profess statements that are intended to be the absolute truth with no pushback. Because in a Socratic curriculum, when the teacher is only asking questions, you don't know what the teacher even believes. To be honest, you don't know the bias of the teacher. So I'm sure it would suck to be the teacher, but I want to tell these kids it's good. I got something good, but it's just not good. You should honestly, as the teacher in a Socratic setting, pose whatever is going to be the topic in question form, blah 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 blah, and then go about uh, whether it's going to be you give the students an assignment, maybe they work together, or you just essentially, I would just run, if I was doing a Socratic, I don't, there's probably a bunch of different ways to do it. If I was running a Socratic curriculum where I'm only allowed to ask questions as the teacher, no statements. So I'm not saying, hey, I'm fucking they, them, and I like dick. Like, I'm not doing that shit. I'm not trying to push no narratives. No one knows my bias, my views as the teacher, as the uh, authority figure in the classroom. All my job is to do is go over some information, or regarding what's what the assignment or activity is going to be, and then I pose questions, and I go, uh, "Start. I can't discuss this with you, but here's your questions." As as a teacher there, the smart thing to do, which you won't ever see in any teaching situation now because they're all retards that are teaching, that want to program, they want to they want to be revolution. They're fucking freaks. But what you would do in that situation is you would start listening. You'd shut the fuck up because you're not allowed to make statements. First of all, second of all, like any great real intellectual of the past, and any great thinkers and minds that humans have had among their species, they listen to the young. You can listen to the old too. The old have knowledge that they pass down. But if you are stuck on a problem as a professor, let's say, in any r- let's say in any you valuable major or department, physics, math, biology, chemistry, the STEM one. Let's just say you're a STEM professor. If you're stuck on problems, or you're stuck on shit that you are researching, outside of the classes you teach, you would pose questions to the young that you're teaching, who are, arguably more insightful, more informed, maybe not, maybe half and half. And also, you might be in the presence of someone that is, that talented Mr. Ripley, or the what should I say? What is it? Fucking Matt Damon. I'm a retard. I'm a retard. Matt Damon and Robin Williams. Um, you might be in the presence of someone that is actually gifted, that could, you just don't know. And so you get knowledge passed down from the elders down to you. But when you're like looking to progress ideas, looking to solve problems that haven't been solved, you don't look to the people around you that you grew up studying with, that you grew up as colleagues. You don't go to the elders to pass down ancient knowledge, or essentially, like timeless knowledge. You go to the young, who are aware of newer ideas, aware of what the new atmosphere of the culture is, aware, they're aware of new things you might not know about, and they also are new generations, which means they're bringing in new ways of thinking. And you should always, as a teacher, if you're doing Socratic curriculums and you're stuck on anything that you might be researching or interested in, you should look to the young you're teaching and pose questions in these settings, like a classroom, where they talk about it, and they might come up with an idea that helps you get to where you need to be, if you need to solve a problem or progress an idea or come up with new ways of thinking. That's the way you go. The fucking, old people that go, "This music fucking sucks." Music is getting art in general is getting worse, and I think everyone can agree on that. I don't I Especially like modern art is despicable. I've said it before, and like people like make shit out of like used tampons, and like you should you should literally swallow those and choke and never create a fucking single piece of art again. Your shit that you took in the toilet is a better piece of art than that. Hunter Biden created better art than these modern artists when he was painting canvases with his actual feces. Just saying. Um, so I think art in general is architecture is clearly falling off it's clearly devolving. I think modern art devolved from timeless, beautiful art. I don't know about music. I don't know. I'm iffy on music because it's all about finding, I guess, you know what? It's about what you see and what you're shown. Because you can find the greatest, most beautiful art still today. It's hard to do. You can find good architecture too. So I don't know if we've devolved in a sense, but what people are attracted to is kind of slop, and just kind of, yeah. I guess the idea of art among new generations, I guess, uh, or even all generations, is what's devolving is the idea of what beautiful art is. Because you can still find great art across all the different types of art that can. I mean, I like just as much as some of the great art that we get from our past, but um, yeah, maybe I don't know. I don't know. Music's an iffy one, but you just like everyone's had a grandma or grandpa. It's like, yeah, you guys just don't have the fucking music that we had. You guys just don't make music like we did. Like you guys had like the Doobie Brothers. Chill out, dude. The Doobie Brothers, shut up. I mean, come on. Like, I mean, all of our grandparents too, essentially like was an arranged marriage. It's essentially like the grandma was like financially bound to like the dude who protected and like got married at like fucking 17 and 16 and then kind of just like made that commitment. And then that progressed into a more modern way of dating, which kind of went too far. And now we're in like a polygamy stage where we see some weird shit. But the older generations are always so hesitant to be like, oh, this music, your guys' generation is making good shit, good shit. They go, oh no, they just get nostalgic or bitter about like what their generation listened to. And I mean, nostalgia can be a form of depression in a sense if you're always in that state of mind, a nostalgic state of mind. That's like always dwelling on like what was. And like it's okay. I guess it's okay to always like maybe delve into that state of mind, but I don't think it's good to be always nostalgic. I think that's like that can lead to like severe depression because there's no going back to anything now. It shit is just full fledged. The age of Aquarius, baby. Let's go. Um, but yeah, I hate when the older generations or the very older people, they're like, this shit sucks. It's like, no, it doesn't. You just didn't listen. You're not open to new things. These are just people that aren't, I don't know. Art is objective. If a song is good, I don't care what genre it is, it's good. But like these are the people that, you know, don't want to listen to the young. And so they never progress their own ways of thinking in their older age. And like, yeah, they have things to pass on, but like new ways of thinking, it's not coming from you. And being bitter about newer ideas and newer ways of doing things is the wrong way to go, and it's honestly like the worst way to do things at the end of one's life. You should always be like, when you're old, you should be like, what the fuck are the new people doing? What are the new generations doing? What are like what are the young kids up to? What do they think about this? Because you know, I don't know. It's just good to see what's going on among the younger generations if you're trying to progress. If you want to go get, old, folk tale, timeless knowledge, you can go to an older person, an elder. But like, I don't know. I think there's a lot to be learned from like a teacher in doing a Socratic curriculum that they can't make statements and I think a teacher can also learn like tremendous amounts of shit from teaching in that environment. And they're not even making statements. No one even knows what their opinions are. They just go, okay, I'm just going to pose these questions that I've been wondering about. And I'm going to see these kids talk about it and debate about it and write about it. And I'm going to see if they can give me anything new, to be honest. So I went on. Shit. Time we got. How long we been going? 1:30. 1:30. All right, let me see. How's the YouTube looking right now? I should go get that book though and talk about the Four Horsemen, but maybe I'll just read it here, I guess. Oh shit. Cultural Swine. Let's see, make sure this is playing live. Yeah. No, we're live right now. It was good. Nah. All right, cool. What about Twitter? It says I'm live. No, not live. No, it says I'm live. Yeah, here I am right there. There I am. All right, cool. All right, fuck it. I'll just read it from here. I don't want to get up. But I have this book. I probably will get it out. I want to get all the books, anything connected to Epstein on my bookshelf. I want to compile now and just go through. Be like, damn. I want to see how much money I've spent on a lot of these retards like Peter Attia, who's telling Epstein, pussy is low carb. Pussy is low carb. Your kid's in the fucking ICU right now with a cardiac arrest, and you're talking to Epstein about pussy is low carb. Peter Attia should have a sledgehammer smashed on his fucking forehead. It's a comedy podcast. We just joke around here. I'm so glad that every company dropped him, even though those companies suck. I hear his TED Talk. I watched it yesterday. He's crying during the TED Talk, and he's crying because as he's giving this talk about essentially uh, his journey in the mental health area has led him to regret the way he treated some patients, because I guess he used to just like I guess he used to just be a violent uh person towards his fat patients, his obese patients. Like, he must have like called him fat ass pieces of shit, like you're lazy, this is blah 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 this, and he didn't take the mental health aspect into account when he was treating these people, which is, I guess, true in a sense, but like it's kind of funny that he just called people fat. That's kind of fucking funny. I mean, it makes sense that he would do that, and that he's capable of doing that, given that he's capable of like missing his kid's birth, and also not only missing the birth, but staying at the work uh, commitment that he was at when he missed the birth, but he also stayed at that commitment for work when his kid had a cardiac arrest and had to go into the ICU fighting for his life. So, I mean, I don't find it hard to believe that Peter Gio was like calling his patients fat pieces of shit, given that he was down to hang out with Epstein while his kid was dying, and his wife just had to, face that shit alone. And so, yeah, it makes sense that he would do that, and like he would wear, Richard Mille watch for that's worth $150,000 on his podcast. It makes sense now. I think it's kind of funny he called his patients like fat pieces of shit, and he's crying about that on a TED Talk, but he's not crying about chilling with Epstein while his kid was dying. And if you're able to do that to your own kid, I mean, I gotta believe you're capable of doing something way darker to something that's not your kid. That is a kid, you know? Like, it's very possible that during his kid's cardiac arrest, it's very likely that during his kid's, I forget his name, Arton or Ayrton, during his cardiac arrest, his mom's facing it alone. It's very likely that Peter Tia could have been at Jeffrey Epstein's New York mansion, townhouse, huge townhouse, abusing a kid. Whether they're eating it, sacrificing it, fucking it, I don't know. They're doing all of the above. Let me walk the jerky over to you. We got the shrimp in the aquarium. We got grape soda, cheese pizza. You guys are fucked. But yeah. What else we got? All right, so the Four Horsemen. All right, let's just do this. We gotta go to. Okay, so it was. Damn it. So it's Hitchens, Dawkins, Harris, Dennett. But who's Dennett? Daniel Dennett. Okay, so it's Christopher Hitchens. This is so gay. All right, this is on Sam Harris's website called, samharris.org, making sense. No, I don't need your cookies. They wrote a book together called The Four Horsemen. Uh, the conversation that sparked the conversation it's called The Four Horsemen, the conversation that sparked an atheist revolution. Yeah, and that candle burned out in like fucking 3 years, dude, cuz like I said, it targets a specific demographic, which is like 18 to 22-year-olds, usually male, in the university system, experiencing these complex theories and concepts of natural science. And then once they're like done with that edgy, uh, nihilistic atheist phase, which usually phases out within like 6 months to a year, it just doesn't. It just after like a year, like I can't. This shit's gay. Like you find like okay, so when shit's going bad in your life, like who you talking to so things go well? Like everyone does. Like, I need things to go well. Please. Who you talking to? I thought you were a fucking atheist. Like atheism is literally. I think it's a lie. I don't think it's actually possible to stay an atheist. Like I feel bad for Richard Dawkins because he's like putting. I feel like he's putting up this front. And like I said, Richard Dawkins is like still like fully committed to this Darwinian theory of evolution to explain how everything came about and manifested. Like I said as well, Darwin was fucking his cousin. Anyone that's fucking their cousin and marrying their cousin is I don't care what you have to say, dude. It's like the four horsemen, to be honest. Let's read this because you have Hitchens, Dawkins, Harris. I didn't see Dennett on the file, so let's say Dawkins and uh, Harris are in the file. So I mean, I don't care what you have to say. I don't care if you went to Stanford, CIA cutout. I don't care where you went to school. If you are chilling with people like Epstein, I don't care how smart you sound or how uh, good at meditation you are. Like Sam Harris, like essentially thinks meditation's like a better religion and can give you the same satisfaction as religion. He thinks meditation is like akin to religion, and he's a fucking nepo baby retard. In 2007, Christopher Hitchens, Richard Dawkins, Sam Harris, and Daniel Dennett filmed a landmark discussion about modern atheism. I mean, what's ancient atheism? It wasn't a thing. It's not real. They just came up with this idea because they had nothing else to do. Because like their realm and their atmosphere of people is just so fucking dull and boring. If you have to like go chill with like atheists, I'd actually rather like I would never kill myself, but I'd actually rather like hang out with like radical leftists than these types of dogmatic atheists. To be honest, these people are fucking not only boring, but they will literally they're just like they're essentially shadows. That's their existence is a shadow. The video went viral, now in print for the first time. The transcript of their conversation is illuminated by new essays from three of the original participants. I mean, yeah, I'm not. That's gay. That's what it is. And they're I made one of my recent episodes. The title of one of my recent episodes, I should say, is "Atheists Are Epstein Maxers." Like the modern atheism movement is flooded throughout the like Jay Dyer. You can go watch Jay Dyer. He's done much more deep research than I have. He's been in this game longer. Atheism is, runs deep in the Epstein network, but I mean, I just think they say they're atheists. I think they're trying to create atheists because atheists are just easy to control. They have no fucking care about anything. I mean, they essentially just think that this is the only existence we'll ever have and then it's done. So, like, those people are not good to be around if you are optimistic or especially if you're religious. Like, these people, or I mean, yeah, these people will bring you down. They don't, if I would just say don't hang out with atheists, especially dogmatic ones, because they have no intention of bettering their lives because there's no reason to, or no intention to better yours either, because they think we're just random biological manifestations of evolution, and there's nothing unique about us, and there's nothing uh, about us that was created. And it's just like, okay, dude. I mean, and you can't argue with them because no one knows what happens when you die. But like, it's not even like, why even entertain that? Okay, so if no one knows what's gonna happen when we die, not even the atheist. I mean, the closest we can get to that answer would be the NDEs, and none of them are atheists. They always talk about speaking to God or going to a realm that like is very similar to what DMT users experience. So like none of these people that have NDEs, or not even only NDEs, but actually kind of they pass, and then somehow they reconnect to the biological realm of consciousness. They actually like died, and like they don't come. I mean, I'm sure there's some that d experienced this, uh, as atheists, so they were atheists before they had their NDE, or, uh, essentially their death and coming back. I'm sure there's atheists that experienced it, but there's definitely no one that went into that experience and came out an atheist. I mean, I would love to see an example. I don't think there's one. I would love for one of, uh the retard soy atheist to bring one example up of an NDE where someone had the experience, whether they're religious or not, and they came out of it atheist. So that's the closest you're going to get to that answer. But set that whole realm of research aside for a second. Taking, just take NDEs and people that have died essentially and came back. Like, set that aside for a second, and just as a person, a human, think think to yourself: if no one actually knows what because you can't know until it happens. So no one knows what happens. And then, well, you can't learn because when it happens, that person can't tell you. Set the people aside that kind of can tell us for a second, like I said, because their argument will combat the atheist. But we'll set them aside for a second because you can beat the atheist argument either way. If no one knows what happens because you can't learn from the people that die and you can't experience it until you die, then why would you willingly adopt the ideology and the way of thinking that uh essentially essentially says that it's black when we die and this is all there is to the world and existence and yourself. Uh, well, some might say, well, because that's the only option. We can prove it in a lab setting that this happens. Okay, but what about the other option that's been around since humans have uh, been living on this planet, which is the religious, spiritual, uh, supernatural way of thinking. And the atheists hate this because they can only base their reality and how they navigate the world on rationality, science, and reason, and things like this, things that you can literally physically test in a lab setting, and it tells you what happens. And they go, well, if we do this 1,000 times, it's going to be this 999 times. So I'm going with this way. And you can't test uh, religious doctrine or religious phenomena, spiritual phenomena. And by that, I mean like miracles that we read in the Bible. You can't test that in a lab setting. So they can't go along with that. They can, if you can't test in a lab setting, and then it's marked off as a miracle and it's not rational. So they don't believe in it. It's fiction. And so while they're, doing their little tests and whatnot, and, thinking it's just black when they die, going about like knowing that there's another way of thinking, which is have faith in the afterlife, the realm you go to, your soul, your consciousness tunes into after you pass in the biological realm, which would be heaven in most people's eyes that are spiritual or religious. They don't believe in that. You have the option, but the atheists choose to literally adopt the ideology and the way of thinking uh, that is uh, essentially nihilistic and pretty cynical, in my opinion, both mental illnesses. And that way of thinking is it's black when we die. We can only exist on a biological realm. We're all a manifestation of something random, no creator, and that's how they want to navigate and live the rest of their life. With that kind of thinking, you'll never stand up for anything important. You'll never, have a passion for something important because you have already come to the conclusion that this is inevitable when you die. It doesn't even matter essentially to them. It's black when we die. Who cares? We're just going to go back into the earth, our decomposing material, and that's going to be the end of it. So they don't believe in a soul or something. I don't know. I don't understand what they believe the soul to be or even consciousness. But when you die here, that you're done forever in their eyes. And that's as I mean, I if imagine actually believing that. Like I would and then I mean, if you want, I guess you can use that excuse to now be a hedonistic menace while you live on biological earth. I guess you can do that to support your hedonism. But then you have the other way of thinking where it's like, okay, there's a realm, there's an afterlife that if I, kind of give my life to God and try to navigate my life in the biological realm in the best way that would represent God, then I will be given this extraordinary chance or offer to live in the afterlife in heaven, which is the ultimate goal or ultimate destination of people that are religious. And so there's something better that's even this life is amazing. It's fucking insane to think about like how everything that we know of came about. Planets, nature, just everything. Trees, what the fuck? Animals, us. Everything. It's already insane to think about that, but then to have faith in something even more beautiful and better, that is where the creator of this is living and you know residing in. So God's in heaven. So you get to live on this beautiful place. There's evil for sure. You get to experience evil and good here and have a great time or a terrible time, but you always have the faith that you're going to the realm in place where the creator actually resides. That's the most beautiful place that we know is heaven. And if you have that idea, you know, faith that there's an afterlife, you don't worry about what's going on here. You're down to fail. Who cares? I'll try something else. Uh, you're down to go talk to that chick. Who cares? It's like you're down to like experience things that are dangerous because you go, well, you're not trying to die, but you go, I'm not going to live scared to death because, well, if I was to die, I would only be going to my creator in the realm of heaven even sooner. So I don't know. My mom, I used to be an atheist. I was like, there's no fucking guy in the sky. I had my phase, and my mom never fucking went back on her argument once. Never. And she never really got pissed that I was saying that. She's like, okay. She's like, okay, you'll see. And I think it's not. Is it Werner? Werner? It was something Herzog. No, it wasn't that Nazi. It was or no, Werner Herzog is literally the documentarian. My bad, bro. I forgot which scientist it was, but I don't need to look it up. But he said it perfectly. Every person that takes their first sip of natural sciences becomes an atheist. But when they get to the bottom of the glass, but when they get to the bottom of the glass, God is waiting there for them. So it's like, yeah, my mom was like, she had patience. She's like, okay, he's just going through his little fucking phase of being edgy, and he read some Dawkins books and Sam Harris's books, and uh, they 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 duped him a little bit. But I mean, he's gonna grow up, and as people, he's gonna. She knew. She didn't argue with me. She's like, all right, dude, believe whatever the fuck you want to believe. You sound like a retard though. And then, I came around, and now I get a lot, most of my information, and anything regarding religion from her, or just faith in general. So that's what I think of that. Yeah, a lot. Look at that. Look at missing myself. And All right. I need some water. I'll be right back. All right. I don't know how much longer we're gonna go. Let's just pop up in the news. Anything new? I guess I just had my little rant for 2 hours. My boy just hit me up real quick. He's asking me for some hikes, blankets. Phone line. Seven Falls. Rattlesnake. Are some in Sabino Canyon. But there's a bunch on the west side as well, and also Mountain Lemon. If he goes to Mount Lemon, I'm fucking going with him. All right, let's see what's popping in the news. Oh, shit. Yeah. All right, yo. All right, Twitter, what's good? Oh damn, this fucking cord is kind of annoying. All right. Uh, I should share my screen right now. Boom. All right. So what we got? Let me. All right. So we got Pleb Cruz. What's up, Jack Cruz? Shout out Jack Cruz. That fucking dude. He says the real purpose of 23andMe. The real purpose of 23andMe on display now. Baby labs for the pedo elite. Now add this known fact. When I got to the FDA, I was shocked to learn Americans' living cells were being shipped to labs in China for gene editing. Shipped back and infused in Americans without the patients even knowing. All right, Dr. Marty Macari. I also think that Sam Tripoli brings up a good point for 23andMe. They might be like trying to find like specific bloodlines, whether it's the elite 13 bloodlines that are theorized to be in control of everything, the occult, or whether they're trying to find maybe the bloodline of Jesus. And actually, I screenshotted, now that I think about it, I screenshotted this file that came out regarding who the 13 essentially global royal families are. Um, all right, let me see real quick. Shit. All right, let's go. Let's see these families. So we have. All right, we have the Astor bloodline, the Bundy bloodline, the Collins bloodline, the DuPont bloodline. You have the Freeman bloodline, the Kennedy bloodline, the Lee bloodline, the Onassis bloodline, the Reynolds bloodline, the Rockefeller bloodline, the Rothschild bloodline, the Russell bloodline, the Van Duyn bloodline, the the Merovingian bloodline, the Mormon bloodline, the Disney bloodline. Is that 13? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That's 16. This says Illuminati families and their associates. So, I mean, the DuPonts. That's crazy. I mean, they're still kicking. The Disney, the Mormon bloodline. Speaking of the Mormons, got their Bible sitting right next to me. Yeah, Alex Berenson, you are a fucking Zionist dummy, bro. Look at this. So he puts out this. When was this? February. Okay, so this morning. Cannabis use is linked to far more child death cases than any other drug. It's not close, and the numbers and cases are horrific. Texas tracks and reports the data very well, but the trends are the same everywhere. Okay. It's weird. Okay, I understand. No, I don't think weed's the best thing going on. I don't know if it was good to just. I don't know. I don't know. I'm actually of the opinion that all drugs should be legal, but that's just my opinion. So he quotes his own tweet, that one about these child death cases revolving or regarding cannabis use. He quotes his own tweet and goes, "This is what kills kids, not made up billionaire pedophile sex rings. Parental drug use. This is what we need to face and target as a culture in a country. Getting riled up over conspiratorial fiction on X is easy. Facing reality is hard, and fixing it even harder." Yeah, you know it's even harder than fixing it? How hard those kids are getting fucked on the island by billionaire pedophile sex rings. You dumb fuck. Like, what are you? What? Look at this brave Jew world. It makes no sense. Let's read some comments and see how this is sitting with the public. Made up billionaire sex cults. Now we know, bro, or who bro is being paid by. Fuck this guy. Remember these charlatans. Um, So you want to demonize cannabis to get attention away from the Epstein scandal? Many in power would agree, but on what grounds should the law of supply and demand be twisted into a narrative of victim and oppressor? On what basis do you want to deprive cannabis users of the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness? All right, good point. I bet you could probably break those stats into even more specific demographic groups and draw entirely different conclusions about what the problem is. It's kind of funny, to be honest. We're only allowed to be upset about one thing. Um, yeah, I don't know what he's trying to do here. I mean, it's I don't know what's conspiratorial about it. It was conspiratorial for decades. Now it's truth. I mean, this guy only cares about like one good thing that he brought up on Rogan that Rogan still cites, which is true. Like, some people shouldn't smoke weed; it fucks them up, especially the new weed. But like, what does this have to do with? Well, I mean, like the cannibalistic, occult, transhumanist, Luciferians. What does this have to do with those types of people that are in the highest realms of power, that are making policy for us and, well, uh, taking our taxes and spending it in places we have no clue? What is like? What is it? What is the connection here? I mean, come on, dude. I mean, I haven't listened to Alex Berenson, or like I haven't listened to him talk or debate since he debated Dave Smith and was absolutely humiliated. So there's this new thing. Like, so there's I saw this earlier. So here's the hard truth about this nasty new fungal infection hitting the news right now. A sexually transmitted fungal bug called trichtophyton mentagrophytes genotype 7 TMVII is spreading fast. It's the only known fungal STI out there, and it causes ugly itchy ringworm rashes in private areas, like the genitals and buttocks, and thighs. Real misery for anyone who gets it. Minnesota has the biggest outbreak right now in the states. I mean, they have the biggest outbreak for everything. I mean, Minnesota is not a real place. Minnesota is Twin Peaks. It's the Black Lodge. It's not even real. Like, you have to like you have to literally summon the opening of the doors to Minnesota to go to this fucking shit show. State health officials just warned about it in February 2026. 13 confirmed cases, 27 suspected since July 2025, all mostly in the Twin Cities area. The first pot, this thing, so first showed up in the US in New York City back in 2024. It's been growing in Europe for years among gay men. It's funny this person had, all these, this type of shit always happens among people that are putting their dicks where feces and fecal matter are. And then a lot of the times don't shower after doing it. So, a lot of gay men like to eat butthole too. So they like putting their mouth where fecal matter is for some reason. Really weird. Like the guy that I put on earlier expressed. So, yeah, maybe non-gay people can contract this, but this nasty shit usually comes from putting parts of your body in places where fecal matter is for fun. That tends to be the demographic that gets this nasty shit, to be honest. I'm not faulting them. I'm just saying, like, I don't even think eating the asshole of girls is attractive. That's gross. It used to be when it was like, I don't know, when I was fucking a decade ago, when it wasn't only like funny to say, but like way more, I feel like probably way more horny in a bad way, maybe too much porn. I don't know. Like eating ass and anal is like gross. I think if you are, well, if you claim to be straight and you like enjoy uh doing anal frequently and like eating butthole frequently with your girlfriend or wife, I think that you might be bi or gay if you like playing with butthole that much. It's weird, to be honest. Like everyone has their butt phase, to be honest, but like atheism, like you should probably snap out of it. Like playing, like being that attracted to butthole and ass play that much. If you're that into buttholes and ass play that much, you might need to rethink what you actually are sexually attracted to. Same with people that like girls with short hair. If you are more attracted to short-haired women uh rather than, long beautiful haired women, that's a weird thing, bro. That's a weird subjective thing that's like got to be in like the 0.01 percentile of straight dudes. I mean, I've never met one that's like, I prefer short. Yeah, you see hot girls that can rock short hair styles, but put long, beautiful, let her grow her hair out after she does that hairstyle, and she's objectively going to be more beautiful. I don't know. I haven't met a guy that disagrees with that that's straight. I could be wrong, but if you enjoy and are more attracted to short-haired women, that's a problem. And if you especially enjoy doggy style with these short-haired women, you're a little fruity for sure. Because now you're just looking at you're essentially doing doggy style with a short-haired woman, and I don't know how else to put it, but it probably looks like a boy from behind with short hair. So chill. Um, let's see. It's treatable with oral antifungals, but it can take 6 to 12 weeks, and you gotta avoid sex and close contact while infected to stop passing it on. Well, Rabbi Shmuley would have a hard time with that because, abstinence is perverted to him, remember? But not selling black dildos with his daughter. I started reading this Riley Gaines tweet. My husband paid an African tribe to make me a video for Valentine's Day. Hands down, one of my favorite gestures he's ever done for me. Is this a joke? This is a joke, right? I actually started reading this tweet and I thought I read the name wrong of who was tweeting, and it's definitely Riley Gaines. I thought this was going to say my husband paid an African tribe to gangbang me. Riley gangbang. This is crazy, and she liked this even better. They paid these dudes that would gladly fuck her in front of her husband to do this, and this is one of the best things ever. Yeah, I would say I don't know. I'm gonna comment Riley Gaines bang gang bangs. Let's see what we can do here. All right. Well, not much going on. Typical Sunday on X. No. So this like Mia Khalifa. Rihanna smoking a blunt on a surfboard in Brazil 2014. Rihanna's beat now, dude. Aesop deserves way better. But she has his kids. All right, some more Savannah Guthrie shit. All right, this is the ultimate Goyslov right here. Savannah Guthrie. Oh, okay. So this is what 9:30 this morning. Savannah Guthrie caught hiding something on air. They kill. What? An old Today Show clip is resurfacing, and viewers viewers keep replaying the same moment. Savannah Guthrie is on air, smiling while hiding a full medical boot under the desk. Okay, we all know that ritual. Kept off camera. When she's asked about it, the explanation gets oddly specific. She says she tripped rushing back inside. Calls it not broken, just almost broken. Weeks in a boot, her entire leg badly bruised, photos too ghastly for TV. Then she laughs and adds, see what happens when you wear 3-inch heels? They kill. Years later, with her mother, Nancy Guthrie, now quietly missing from public, and it's not quietly missing. They're making a whole show out of this because her husband does PR for Jeff Ep. And she interviewed victims. I think she was the first, public televised interview. I mean, this is all known. Yeah, the clip aired exactly 10 years ago today. Probably nothing. I don't know. She's been missing for 15 days. I mean, they have a show called 48 Hours, specifically like referencing with the name of the show that after 48 hours, I mean, it's not really worth looking, but they've been going 15 days. If this was anyone else's grandma or mom in Tucson, some random, goy, they would have been done after. They probably would have went a day and a half, not even a full 48 hours. They could give a fuck less. They've been going 15 days. I mean, and she's 84. I mean, fuck. I mean, if it is real and she's gone like 15 days, what's good? And Coop, shout out Coop, always making great shit. He just did a pretty in-depth 40-minute breakdown of this. So, I mean, I'm not gonna just say. I mean, I get a lot of my info from Coop, so just go watch his fucking video. He'll give you the rundown. It'd make no sense for me to just essentially recite what he did. Like, go watch Coop. He breaks it down. That's all you need to know right now about it. And it's just like, who cares? She's somehow connected to the files through her husband and the interview with the victims, and also the interview with Obama with the chef in the background that drowned in 3 feet of water. Like a true stereotype would play out, but not. I mean, just go watch Coop's video, and also just understand that like anything connected to what's being revealed now to the public and at a mass scale, if you're connected to these new revelations about the power structure, yeah, I mean like nothing you are involved with now can be taken seriously. That is funny. All the all the weird pedophiles in Hollywood being asked about their favorite Stanley Kubrick film, and none of them said Eyes Wide Shut. That's actually hilarious. Barry Lyndon. I mean, any Kubrick fans? I mean, I haven't watched Barry Lyndon yet, but I'm a huge Kubrick fan, and none of the other very uh, outspoken Kubrick fans ever say Barry Lyndon's the one to watch. Whatever. All right, this actually okay, cool. I just stumbled across something. I actually really like this account. RJ Maru. I mean, he goes and finds these very interesting either articles or passages in books or ancient, not ancient, but sometimes ancient, but usually just recent historical books or articles, and he pulls out some interesting shit. So I'm gonna read this because I actually had. It's hard to explain the Timothy Leary connection to like an Epstein, but I do think there's a connection, whether they knew each other or not. But there is a connection to like what they were involved in, and I was trying to explain that on my episode yesterday regarding all my books that I've now tried to compile regard that are connected to Epstein or exposing Epstein. So he seems to bring up Timothy Leary here, so it might help. Nazi SS doctor Kurt Plotner tested mescaline on Dachau prisoners to break their will during interrogation. His seized research became a foundation for MK Ultra decades later. Aleister Crowley had pioneered mescaline experiments using it to induce highly suggestible states. Also, someone I talked about yesterday because I used his book Brave New World, Brave Jew World. Uh, Aldous Huxley was an advocate for the mescaline, and I used to view him as a visionary, like I think most people still do. I think that's his legacy, but I think he was a programmer, uh, even 100 years ago. Timothy Leary, LSD researcher, believed he was Aleister Crowley reborn and would complete his work. At Harvard, he launched the psilocybin project in 1960 under CIA direction. During his years at Harvard, his colleague Henry Murray, tied to MK Ultra, experimented on Ted Kaczynski, who, funny enough, was bombing people uh, that were buddy buddy with Epstein, which is hilarious. Let's see. So instead, as Jay Stevens described in Storming Heaven, LSD and the American Dream, they were going to play the social movement game, and their chief counter was going to be an organization with a serious sounding name, the International Foundation for Internal Freedom, IFIF for short. In my opinion, Alan Harrington wrote in his Playboy article. The IFIF people are social revolutionaries with a religious base using the extraordinary new drugs as both sacramental material and power medicine. Um, Leary also believed he was Crowley reborn, and he was supposed to complete the work that Crowley began. A lot of people think that. Well, I've been an admirer of Aleister Crowley. I think. Oh, this is Leary. Okay, so Leary confessed in an interview with Late Night America on PBS. Well, I've been an admirer of Aleister Crowley. I think that I am carrying on much of the work that he started over 100 years ago. And I think the 60s themselves, Crowley said he was in favor of finding your own self and do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law under love. It was very powerful. It was a very powerful statement. I'm sorry he isn't around now to appreciate the glories that he started. Okay. Um, in his own words, Leary said, "I wouldn't be here without the foresight of the CIA scientist. It was no accident. It was all planned and scripted by the Central Intelligence, and I'm all in favor of Central Intelligence." Leary's Harvard associates included numerous known CIA contractors like Martin Orne, a researcher receiving funds from CIA, and former chief OSS psychologist Henry A. Murray, a disciple a disciple of Carl Jung who helped complete analysis of the personality of Adolf Hitler commissioned by OSS boss Bill Donovan in collaboration with psychoanalyst Walter C. Langer, Dr. Ernest Chris of the New School for Social Research, and Dr. Bertram D. Lewin of the New York Psychoanalytic Institute. Murray had monitored the early OSS truth serum experiments, and his testing methods were employed by the authors of the authoritarian personality study. Oh, that was definitely the one that Kaczynski was in. As it happens, the world of social engineering being such a small one, the Unabomber Ted Kaczynski was also at Harvard during the same period as Leary. In his sophomore year, 1959, Kaczynski was recruited for a psychological experiment that lasted 3 years and involved psychological torment and humiliation. Um, which had the behavioral experiments, which had marked parallels to the then active MK Ultra program, were conducted by Henry Murray, who is said to have supervised psychoactive drug experiments, including Leary's. Leary functioned as both an agent for the intelligence community and a seemingly independent cultural pioneer, pushing past the boundaries of social, intellectual, and moral convention in the ostensible interest of individual freedom. So I wasn't too far off on my assumptions, I guess. Um, the rhythmical mass production of pills and potions mesmerized him. But his real goal was scoring a big stash of pharmaceutically refined peyote, the psychedelic with which he had dosed audiences at the rites of Eleusis. 18 years later, Nazi doctors at the Dachau concentration camp gave massive mescaline doses to prisoners in hope of achieving chemical hypnosis. British interrogators dabbled with the same drug during World War II. The net result of these and like experiments was that the drug could amplify the effectiveness of interrogation techniques if properly administered. After World War II, the U.S. Navy's Operation Shatter continued to experiment with mescaline as a speech-inducing agent, the same in related psychedelics featured prominently in the CIA's secret MK Ultra mind control projects, which flourished throughout the 1950s and 60s. Crowley, circumstantial evidence suggests, was a pioneer in this bizarre field, and his groundbreaking work may have informed some of those later experiments. He once boasted, "I have myself made extensive and elaborate studies of the effects of indulgence in stimulants and narcotics, and produced a vast quantity of unpublished data on the subject. Throughout his American stay, the Beast routinely administered mescaline or other drugs to willing and unsuspecting subjects. Spicy curries were a favorite means, methodically cataloging the results. All right, that's very interesting. Shout out RJ Maru at Toxic. Let's say Toxic Tiramisu on X. That's a pretty fire account to follow. Jesus. All right. Well. Oh shit. I'm still in the comments. All right. I think that's gonna be it though. We've been going. All right. Maybe I'll fucking stream later tonight or tomorrow, but I don't really know. We'll see. All right. Peace.